Today is the 8th of October. You're watching Rock the Block Live Daily News. This episode was brought to you by Wanchain, the world's first cross-chain platform solution for financial infrastructure. And on 5 headline news for today. First up, someone got really innovative and decided to use Kickstarter for fundraising and got their account suspended. Also, we have someone who has a beef with Neo, and now that's a sure way to piss off the Tao Hongfei fan club. Number 3, Poloniex exchange is going to delist 3 tokens. Find out in the news later on if this will affect the backs you're holding. Number 4, some very rich folks, the type that is found on Wall Street and Yale University, are getting in on crypto in a very big way. And lastly, Facebook account information is found on the dark web. Now that's going to make Mark sweat, maybe just a little. Alright guys, let's get on with the news today. First up, a cute blockchain mining game called Hash Rush has launched a Kickstarter fundraising campaign just a few days ago and have managed to accrue $4,578 before getting their account suspended. According to Kickstarter, the game has allegedly violated one or more of its rules. A project description that does not clearly state what will be created and shared. Raising funds for personal expenses, business expenses, and equipment without creative intent. Fundraising for charity or a charitable purpose. Lastly, it does not fit into one of Kickstarter's categories or includes a prohibited item. In this case, I think the prohibited item might be cryptocurrency. When backers asked why the campaign was suspended, Tenzin Chodak, a collaborator with Hashrush, was uncertain. Unfortunately, at this moment, we are not sure, but we are very certain that we have followed all of Kickstarter's rules and regulations, and we are working to try to get this sorted out. In short, this means that Hashrush don't have a freaking clue why they got suspended, and Kickstarter is not about to reinstate that anytime soon. Well, the news came days after the team announced that it would be pushing back both its closed-door beta release to December 2018 and its full game out in March 2019. Hashrush is also one of the very first guys I interviewed in 2017 that sort of kickstarted my career. Personally, I think Hashrush is a very cool way of mining Ethereum because you use your computer hash power to play the game, and in return you mine Ethereum out of it, just like gold mining in World of Warcraft. Well, someone's got a beef with Neo. A community member by the moniker Proof of Research has released a media report chronicling some troubling research on obfuscation, misinformation, and falsehoods given to investors by Neo and Neo Council. The report highlights a lack of transparency, especially in the team's role and responsibilities in other protocols like Ontology, Deep Brain Chain, The Key, as well as the potential profits that they are earning. The report goes into the history of Neo, even back down to the time when they were called N-shares. It also raises speculation on the reasons for the removal of information related to Neo's involvement and investment in other projects on their own protocol. But what might be the most disturbing piece of accusation is that Neo claimed to have partnered with Microsoft, but that appears to be untrue. This of course has other Neo fans on Reddit refuting Proof of Research's report claims. In Mediasizing the Regulators, Poloniex exchange have announced that they will be delisting several digital assets from the platform. They are Cinero, ticker AMP, Expanse, EXP, and Gnosis, GNO, by the 10th of October. The exchange further confirmed that by the year end they will be removing margin trading for US-based customers. According to the organization, these steps were taken to guarantee that the exchange is compliant to regulatory requirements in every jurisdiction. However, the platform has assured users that all existing loans will remain open until the final dates for the removal of margin trading will be announced. Now, for many of you who do not know what margin trading is, it's really about trading when you don't have money. Margin trading allows you to take a loan on the exchange to trade on a spot that is higher than what you can afford, And if you make money, you sell and everything's fine. But it is when you lose money or when the price dips and when they have a margin call and you can't pay back, this is when most people die or get into huge debts. So I do like the fact that margin trading is going to be off the charts for Poloniex, because unless you are really a savvy trader, margin trading is not for you. Brokerage giant TD Ameritrade, who consists of a slew of high-speed traders and a long list of Wall Street firms, are getting behind a brand new market for crypto called ErisX. This venture is led by trading veteran Thomas Chippers and will provide a place for individuals and institutions to trade cryptocurrencies and derivatives tied to digital assets. ErisX is a revamp of the derivatives exchange called ErisX, which was launched in 2010 but failed to get traction. While the firm expects spot trading of cryptos to begin in Q2 of 2019, the firm currently holds a DCM, or a designated market contracts, which could give it a leg up over other crypto trading platforms. ErisX is set to be the main competitor for BARK, B-A-K-K-T, which was launched by the New York Stock Exchange. Clearly, these Wolf of Wall Street types of people are not just happy to be customers of existing crypto exchanges, they want to invent it themselves to attract more of their own club members. Yale University has backed a multi-million-dollar crypto fund called Paradigm and has raised $400 million. As far as Paradigm goes, the reason for the fund is to back early-stage startups for cryptocurrency and blockchain projects. Although Yale has previously invested in Puerto Rican bonds and other unusual ventures, this marks the first time that it has made a foray into blockchain. For the record, Yale's sitting on a massive endowment fund of $30 billion, and recent reports suggest it grew an impressive of 12.3% over the last fiscal year. The school has allocated 60% of its assets in fiscal 2019 for alternative investments like venture capital, hedge funds, and leveraged buyouts. Air France-KLM has partnered with blockchain travel ecosystem Winding Tree. The goal of this partnership is to reduce the company's costs for customers by cutting out the intermediaries. The world's fifth largest air company by revenue in 2018, they hope that blockchain will help to provide a more advantageous travel offer for customers, which is more profitable for suppliers, in particular by reducing the number of intermediaries. This is going to disrupt certain industries, so if you are in the business of brokering or being the middleman, it's time to take note, sit up and find a way to pivot out of the position you are in, because a lot of industries will be disrupted in this same fashion. With the new deal, Air France-KLM joined the ranks of other airlines that have previously partnered with Winding Tree, such as Lufthansa, Swiss Air, Air New Zealand, Austrian and Brussels Airlines, and Eurowings. In addition to that, the open source travel platform also works with one of the biggest hotel chains in Scandinavia and the Baltic region. Airlines may also use blockchains for other reasons, such as simplifying the booking process, launching loyalty programs, tracking luggages, improve airport logistics, as well as to prevent overbooking. For example, the Russian Airlines S7 has partnered with state-owned natural gas giant Gazprom to use blockchain-based smart contracts for aircraft fueling on domestic flights. Over in Manila, Philippines, the Bureau of Immigration is deporting a Korean and Chinese national wanted by their respective governments for economic crimes, specifically involving cryptocurrencies. They will be deported for being undesirable and undocumented aliens, as their passport has already been revoked by the government. The two criminals have been identified as Korean Go Yong-sang, 48, and Chinese Lian Li-long, 36 years old. According to documents from the Korean authorities, between December 2015 to June 2016, Go conspired with 5 other suspects in defrauding other Koreans of more than $33 million in a pyramid scam, using as front a company they operated in Pasay City. They allegedly managed to swindle their victims by promising investments on their bitcoins that does not exist. Chinese embassy, meanwhile, sought the arrest of Lian, wanted by Beijing authorities for involvement in economic crimes. Though what exact crimes they did not mention, but one can assume that it's to do with swindling victims of money. He was arrested on 1st October inside his room at Lido de Paris Hotel in Binondo, Manila. Recently, Facebook has confirmed 50 million user accounts have been compromised, and these accounts have right now surfaced on the dark web. Currently, the price range for each stolen account ranges from $3 to $12. This really implies that your personal account is not highly regarded in the dark web. Moreover, these accounts cannot be sold 50 million at one go and have to be offset in batches, making it a very painful and tedious process for the criminals to earn some money. The most popular ways of paying for such stolen data is through cryptocurrency. However, majority of these transactions involve either Bitcoin Core or Bitcoin Cash. What was really surprising is that I would have thought most of these criminals would prefer privacy-oriented virtual currencies like Monero. If the hacker manages to sell 50 million of all accounts at $3 each, that would be $150 million. It's a lot of money. But the challenge is to find a buyer for that many accounts. Also, the Facebook team is ready to suspend any compromised accounts if there is any suspicious activities. So this will in fact lower the value and the price of each individual account. The possible deletion of accounts is not enough to restrict hackers from breaching social media platforms. That is because besides logins, these accounts usually contain other sensitive personal information, like for example, getting onto your Tinder profile and blackmailing your significant other. Well, that's all the news we have for you today. Don't forget, Satoshi's Quest is happening on the 31st of October. Bitcoin 10-year anniversary for its white paper. Now to get in on the action for this global treasure hunt to find the hidden Bitcoin in our private account, check us out on www.rocktheblock.live, where there will be more information on Satoshi's Quest for you guys to get registered and take part in this global event. Well, my name is Eugene Tay, signing out.